Subscribe to Dark Case Files and hit the notification bell so you never miss the stories that unravel the hidden shadows behind ordinary lives. This is the tale of a trust so deep it felt unbreakable until the moment it shattered with a single chilling act. For everyone who has ever wondered how well they truly know the people closest to them, this story will pull you in from the first sentence and keep its grip until the very last breath of truth. Because when trust breaks, it does not break quietly, and when betrayal arrives, it does not knock, it simply enters and rearranges the world forever. Hello everyone and welcome back to Dark Case Files. Today we dive into a story that begins with warmth and confidence but twists into something far colder than anyone could have predicted. She trusted him. Then he did this. Emily Hart had always believed that trust was the foundation of everything that mattered in her life. She believed in giving people the benefit of the doubt, believing in second chances, believing that good intentions mattered more than past mistakes. She believed this because her life had taught her that judging too soon could destroy opportunities before they even existed. She was raised by a single mother in a small coastal town where neighbors exchanged spare keys and kids wandered freely because everyone trusted everyone. For Emily, trust was not a choice, it was a lifestyle, a belief system woven into every thread of her being. So when she met Daniel Cross, a quiet, thoughtful man with a shy smile and a soft voice, she saw no reason not to trust him. Daniel appeared at her office one rainy afternoon when the internship program was desperately understaffed. He arrived drenched from the storm, apologizing as he shook the raindrops from his hair and stepped inside. Something about his awkwardness made Emily smile, and something about her kindness made Daniel relax. Over the next few weeks, they worked together every day. Daniel asked questions, listened carefully, followed instructions without complaint. He seemed grateful for every moment of guidance, and Emily felt proud watching him grow into the role. Their conversations stretched beyond work. They discussed books and movies and favorite places to think when life felt overwhelming. Emily found herself looking forward to his presence. There was something comforting about him, something steady, something that made her feel seen in a way she had not felt in years. Her friends noticed the change in her voice when she mentioned him. They teased her about it, but Emily brushed it off, insisting they were just friends. Daniel, for his part, seemed careful not to overstep. He kept a respectful distance, always thoughtful, always patient. But beneath the surface, something else brewed, something Emily could not see, something Daniel hoped she never would. Their friendship deepened naturally. They started having lunch together, then coffee after work, then long conversations that lasted until the office lights dimmed and the janitor poked his head in to remind them that normal people had already gone home. One evening, as they stepped out into the cool night air, Emily shivered slightly, and Daniel offered his jacket. She hesitated for a moment, then accepted. It was warm, soft, carrying the faint scent of cedar. She felt strangely protected in it, and Daniel seemed quietly pleased. Trust is built in moments like these, small moments repeated over time until they form something that looks unbreakable. But trust can also blind you. One thing Emily never asked Daniel was where he came from before the internship, because every time she hinted, he redirected the conversation with gentle skill. She assumed it was simply painful. Everyone had a past they didn't love. Everyone deserved space. Weeks turned to months. Daniel became essential at work. He excelled in projects, earned praise from supervisors, and charmed everyone with his humility. Yet something shifted subtly. Daniel began showing up in places Emily didn't expect. At her favorite bookstore, where she often stopped on Fridays, he appeared behind her one evening holding the same novel she had just picked up. He laughed awkwardly, claiming coincidence. At the coffee shop near her apartment, he stood in line behind her 2 days in a row, smiling innocently. She brushed it off. Coincidences happened. At least that's what she told herself. Trust gives explanations long after logic stops. One morning, Emily arrived at work to find a small plant on her desk. A simple green ivy with a handwritten note attached. "Thought this might brighten your space. You deserve nice things." It was unsigned, but she knew it was from Daniel. She thanked him later and he blushed, stammering that it was nothing. It didn't feel like nothing. It felt intentional. But not unwelcome, not yet. And then one night, everything shifted. The office building was empty except for the ticking of the wall clock and the soft hum of the vending machine. Emily had stayed late finishing a report. She did not hear Daniel enter the hallway but felt him before she saw him. He stepped into the doorway with that same shy smile, but something about it seemed off, too tight, too practiced. He walked toward her slowly, hands in his pockets, eyes strangely bright. He said he wanted to talk. Just talk, he insisted. Emily nodded and leaned back in her chair listening. He spoke about how important she was to him, how much she had helped him, how much he admired her. She felt a small knot tighten in her stomach. She tried to keep the tone light, friendly. But Daniel leaned closer, lowering his voice, saying he believed they were meant to be something more, something deeper. Emily froze. She had not seen this coming. She tried to let him down gently, saying she valued their friendship, saying she wasn't looking for anything more. Daniel's expression changed instantly, like a mask slipping from his face. His smile fell away, replaced by something cold, something sharp. He accused her of leading him on, of pretending to care. Emily stood quickly, backing away, but Daniel stepped forward, blocking her exit. That moment stretched like a wire pulled too tight. Emily's heartbeat thundered. She told him to move, told him she needed to leave. But Daniel didn't move. He stared at her with intensity that felt suffocating. And then he reached out. Not violently, not with force, but with a quiet, chilling certainty as he took her wrist. His grip was firm, too firm. Emily pulled back, trying to remain calm, telling him again to stop. Daniel whispered that she didn't understand yet, but she would. He said he knew everything about her. He said he had studied her, followed her patterns, learned her habits. He said he knew she was perfect for him because he had made sure of it. Emily's blood ran cold. She twisted free and rushed for the door. Daniel grabbed her arm again, but she shoved him back with sudden adrenaline, sprinting down the hallway, until she reached the stairwell. She didn't look back. She didn't stop running until she reached her car, her hands trembling so violently. She dropped her keys twice before unlocking the door. She drove straight to the police station, heart pounding. She filed a report, but without physical violence or threats. They said their options were limited. They advised her to avoid contact and stay in public places. She went home shaking, locking every door and window, double-checking each room. She barely slept. The next morning she learned Daniel never showed up for work. He vanished completely. No calls, no messages. His apartment was empty, cleared out, as if he had never lived there. The only thing left was a single envelope taped to Emily's office door, discovered by the cleaning staff. Inside was a note written in a steady, calm hand. "You ran. That wasn't part of the plan. But I'm patient. We'll try again." The police opened an investigation. They discovered his real name wasn't Daniel Cross. He had changed it multiple times across different states, always leaving quietly just before trouble caught up. He had a history of fixation, attaching himself to women who offered kindness, then twisting that kindness into obsession. Emily's trust had become his invitation. For months she lived in fear, scanning faces in crowds, checking locks, repeatedly jumping at every unexpected sound. But Daniel never appeared again. Maybe he moved on. Maybe he waited. Maybe he watched from a distance. She never learned the truth. What she learned instead was how trust could be weaponized. How easily a gentle smile could hide something dangerous, how a seemingly harmless coincidence could be the first step in a carefully crafted pattern. Emily's strength came not from forgetting, but from rebuilding her boundaries, learning caution without surrendering. Kindness, learning vigilance without losing hope. Because trust is fragile, but humans are resilient. And even after betrayal, even after fear, we learn to live again. If you want more stories like this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Dark Case Files, and hit the bell so you never miss the next chilling case.